Welcome viewers, Dr. JWAU. The law that changed women's rights, the political architects. Who was expected to give way? The politician leaves Parliament, the advocate leaves the committee room, the legislation leaves the chamber, and years pass. Then somewhere far away from Canberra, a woman's standing at a boundary, a sporting category, a changing room, a female service, a space created specifically because biological sex matters. And suddenly the political theory becomes personal. Who gives way? That is the question the architects could not leave unanswered, because Parliament did not simply add words to legislation. It created another protected interest inside a legal framework that would eventually encounter existing sex-based boundaries. No, blew it. The purpose was protection from discrimination. But protection for one interest does not magically resolve what happens when another person says, "This boundary exists because I'm female." Sport exposes the problem with brutal simplicity. Female sport exists because male and female bodies are not competitively interchangeable. Yet the argument presented by female athletes in today's debate goes deeper. When a male-bodied athlete enters a female category, they argue, inclusion does not eliminate exclusion. Another female may lose the place because a male identifying as a female has taken it. And when women object, the burden can remain with them. Compete and accept the boundary being changed, refuse, and potentially sacrifice your own participation. Because now we can see something that language of inclusion can conceal. There can be a cost, and somebody has to carry it. So let's return to Canberra. Who told the architects who would carry that cost? Who influenced the legislation? Who made submissions? Who advised government? Who argued for gender identity protection? Who raised competing sex-based rights? What safeguards were proposed? And when Parliament was asked to balance them, whose boundary was expected to move? This is not an accusation against transgender Australians. A person using a legal protection did not right to protection. Parliament did. They're the architects. Nor can every contemporary sporting dispute simply be projected backwards into 2013. That would turn hindsight into evidence. Excuse me, viewers. But today's disputes reveal the question we must now search for in the historical record. Did the architects understand that gender identity protections could eventually confront categories and spaces whose purpose depended upon biological sex? And if they did, what did they think would happen? Because perhaps the most important consequence of political architecture is not who receives a new right. It is discovering who carries the burden when the rights collide. And if that burden eventually travelled all the way from Parliament, through institutions, through governing bodies, through tribunals, until it arrived at an individual woman defending a female boundary, then the question should travel back in the opposite direction. Back through the institution, back through the legislation, back through the advocacy, back through the political influence until it reaches the people with the power to decide, the political architects, and asks, when you changed the boundary, who did you expect to give way to the consequences?